On my 16th birthday, I bought myself the best cake I could afford. But that day, before I could even take a single bite, my warring parents signed their divorce papers right in front of me. So on my wedding day, I told my wife, Susan, if you ever want a divorce, just get me a birthday cake. She held me close and whispered, don't worry, the word birthday will never be spoken in our house again. 7 years later, on Susan's birthday, her young assistant prepared a surprise party for her. My wife slapped him hard across his smooth, handsome face and fired him on the spot. That day, I was certain I had chosen the right woman to spend my life with. Till 3 months later, on my birthday, I discovered that the fired assistant had been quietly promoted to her personal secretary. And he was the one who personally delivered a custom-made birthday cake to our door. When I called to confront her, her voice was cold and distant. Dylan meant well, Anthony, don't be a buzzkill. I stood there for a moment, stunned into silence, and then I hung up. So my parents weren't wrong after all. A birthday cake is meant to be served with divorce papers. That's how it was always supposed to be. 1. Dylan left the cake and a single piece of paper on the table before striding out, his chin held high in triumph. A pregnancy test report. I stared at the date on the report, and a cold silence settled over me. 3 months ago, our company was at a critical stage in developing a new drug. Susan told me she'd had an abortion, sacrificing our child for the sake of the company's future. But 3 months later, she was pregnant with another man's child. Station period, 12 weeks. While I was pulling all-nighters at the lab perfecting our new drug, Susan was bringing Dylan home. Sofa, the bathroom, the balcony, even in front of our wedding photo, they'd made them their battlefield. His home was my sanctuary, now made me want to vomit. Light in the entryway flickered on. Susan stumbled in, reeking of alcohol. She saw the cake on the dining table and her brow furrowed. Then she wrapped her arms around me from behind. She dangled a watch in front of my face, her voice as gentle as ever, but her clothes carried the scent of the cologne Dylan always wore. It's the latest from Vacheron and Constantin. Do you like it? She murmured. It's after midnight now, so it's not technically a birthday gift. My eyes fixed on the watch and I froze. I don't know much about luxury goods, but I knew this watch. Dylan had been wearing the exact same one earlier today, flaunting it like a trophy. Was it the same model or the same one? Did it even matter? I pushed down the acrid bile rising in my throat and turned to face her, my voice calm. We need to talk. Susan assumed I was still sulking. A flash of annoyance crossed her face. Dylan was just trying to surprise you. He didn't know you don't celebrate your birthday. I've already punished him for it. Anthony, can you just stop being dramatic? She sighed, rubbing her temples. I'm exhausted. She made it sound like I was the one being unreasonable. Before I could say another word, her phone buzzed. She glanced at the screen and a smile instantly lit up her face. She eagerly tapped out a reply as she walked into the bedroom. Watching her go, a bitter laugh escaped my lips. 10 years together, 7 years of marriage. We started with nothing and built an empire. But the Susan I knew, the girl who used to whisper sweet nothings to me all night, was gone. This was Susan Sterling, the CEO, and her time was no longer mine. I pulled the divorce papers I'd already drafted from under the coffee table. I glanced down at my own hands, the fingers slightly warped and scarred from years of chemical experiments. Smiled again, that time with a sense of release. Picked up my phone and called my old professor. Professor Davis, I said, that top secret project you mentioned before, is there still a spot for me? There was a stunned silence on the other end, followed by a burst of pure joy. Of course, absolutely. But Anthony, the security clearance for this one is extremely high. If you join, you're looking at a 5-year commitment minimum. Will your wife agree to that? Without you, your company's R&D would collapse. I signed my name on the divorce papers, my voice firm. Professor, I'm getting a divorce. Line erupted with a chorus of excited shouts. It was my old lab mates. We always knew that Sterling woman was no good. The love-struck genius finally sees the light. Anthony, get back here, man. The old crew has been waiting for you. Don't sweat it, Anthony. A woman will only slow down your research progress. Professor shushed them with a gruff effect.
Click the link on the homepage to watch the full follow-up for free.